Today is November 28th, and once again I'm going to be taking a look at the newest items in Halo Infinite store and determining whether or not they're worth your money. So Gang Magpies, I'm Magpie Leon, and let's jump straight in. First off, today's daily item is the Synthetic Dawn bundle, back for 1,200 credits. I can't remember if this is more or less than it originally released at. It comes with the Noob Cube stance, the Flare Christ Knife shoulder pads, the Flayed Nerve armor coating which is now fully cross-core, and the Synthetic Dawn armor effect. When you factor in the fact that the coating is cross-core, I don't think this is a terrible offer. However, there is much better, some of which is on the store right now as well. The next bundle is Solar Ascendancy, which gives you 13 items. You get the Solar Ascendancy armor coating for each core, which is a decent coating, as well as the Frog Prince weapon emblem, vehicle emblem, armor emblem, nameplate, and the Plasma Core legendary weapon charm. This is on sale for 600. Overall, not a terrible deal. The coating, I think, is pretty decent, and I do actually kind of like the Frog emblem. The Combined Arms Super Bundle is still here. Again, won't be going over this in detail as it hasn't rotated out of the store yet. This also applies to Hivebreaker Bunyip, the Mark V Combat Evolved Kit, and the Transgressor Kit bundles, which are all still available in the store. I do believe I've spoken about them enough at this point where I don't really need to go over them. But anyway, I do think the biggest issues that they present is the fact that we can't buy items individually, as these are all pretty expensive bundles that contain a lot of items, and I don't necessarily think that the issue is some of these aren't worth it per se, but rather most players just want one or two specific items that they don't have the option to purchase individually. Transgressor is absolutely overpriced though. Anyway, the Cyber Sundown bundle is also back on sale for 1,000 credits. This gives you the Sun Sky Range armor coating, which is available on all cores. You also get the Void Spear helmet, the Trap Box chest piece for the Hazmat core, the Green Steel utility piece for Hazmat, and the Keelbug companion weapon charm. For 1,000, I don't think this is a terrible offer, definitely much better than its release price, and I would argue it's better in value over the Synthetic Dawn bundle. Granted, that is dependent on which core you prefer. Photon Groove is also back for 1,200 credits. This gives you the Square Dance weapon coating for every weapon, and again, this is a pretty decent weapon coating. I kind of like how this looks. You also get the Light Spike Pauldron's armor effect, the Light Spike Gauntlets armor effect, and the Photon Groove mythic effect set. For 1.2k, again, not a terrible offer. I do think it's a bit weird having two armor effects in the same bundle as they can't be used together, so I do think that's a bit unfortunate. I think realistically they could have been released separately. Other than that though, don't think this is a terrible offer. And finally, we have the return of the BRXX Lightfire bundle for 1,400 credits, and this one is definitely one of the better bundles in the game if you ask me. This gives you the Pacific Pitch armor coating for every armor core. Definitely not the most interesting, but I still don't think it's a bad one. You also get the Radio Edit kill effect, which is kind of cool. The Torchbearer helmet, which I'm a big fan of. You get the Type DH knee pads for the Mark 7 core. The Power Up Sights weapon coating, which you do get for every weapon. And then you also get the BRXX Lightfire weapon model. The Horizons Beyond emblem, which you get as an armor emblem, vehicle emblem, nameplate, and weapon emblem, alongside the Emma Sound Mark 1 shoulder pads, which are again some of my favourite for the Mark 7 core. And since we know cross-core shoulders are on the horizon, could be a good option to pick up, depending on whether or not these shoulders do end up being cross-core. But anyway, for 1.4k, I do think that's a solid bundle. You get a decent armor coating for every core, you get a pretty nice weapon coating, some nice pieces of armor for the Mark 7, you get a really cool weapon model, and some other little bits and bobs. I do think in terms of value, this is currently the best bundle on the store this week. But of course, that does depend on your personal preference. This week's ultimate reward is the PMC Emblem, so nothing too exciting if you ask me, probably one that I'll skip out on. But I imagine there is a few people out there that will go for this one, as to be fair, it's not a bad looking emblem. And as for this week's Spawn of the Week, I have chosen two entries, one from Arterius Activist and another from Noble Ninja 64. I think both of these builds look pretty unique and pretty damn cool. Definitely lean towards the edgier side of things, but I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. Anyway, if you want the chance to be featured as the Spawn of the Week, make sure to join the Discord. I will leave a link in the pinned comment. And that sums up all the major things this week in regards to the store. Very disappointed that again we have another week where there's nothing new. I think that's very surprising. I thought maybe this week we'd see the other Mirage armor set get released as it was featured on the new Waypoint article. But regardless, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.